Welcome to the latest live edition of Last Bowl Boxing. Andy's swanning off to the Lincolnshire coast, so it's me and Daz tonight. Best to keep it to the professionals, especially after last week's audio disaster. So, how you going, Daz?
All right, mate, you?
Yeah, we got no echo this week, have we?
No, professionals on job.
Yeah, professionals on the job. So, this is Last Bowl Boxing in association with LW Lifting Limited. For all your construction needs, contact Lee Wood on the number on the screen. Let's get on to this weekend show then, Daz. So, obviously, we got the AJ fight card coming up. There's been some shenanigans in terms of opponents. So, what we'll do is just take a canter through the card and then we'll touch on AJ at the top of the bill. So, not a bad card, right? What's your thoughts on the card in general?
I think it's all right. I think it's all right. Yeah, I like the McKean and Ergovich fight.
Interesting, isn't it? Because they've been going at it a little bit, haven't they, about who's got the best resume and who hasn't.
Yeah, I like that fight. Definitely.
Two big units. Dempsey McKean obviously has got a point to prove. I would say Ergovich has got the slightly better resume, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I think Ergovich is the favourite, but it's a good. Excuse me. But he's got the better resume. But this is a chance for Ergovich to come out, for McKean to come out.
Yeah, he got away with one last time out, Ergovich, didn't he, against Zhang?
Yeah, he got a bit fortunate with that.
Yeah. I mean, Dempsey McKean, fair play to him. He's moved over to London, moved across the other side of the world. He's with Mark Tibbs, so he's taking it seriously, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Anyone that uproots from another country, other side of the world, they're serious.
Yeah. So let's have a prediction for that one then, Daz. So who are you leaning towards on that bar?
I'm going to go with proven man, I think. Ergovich. I think he'll stop him around 8 or 9.
I'll be honest with you. The truth is, we probably don't know how good Dempsey is, do we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, it could be a challenge. I'm going to go with Ergovich, though. He's got a lot to lose, hasn't he, by not winning this fight.
Yeah, definitely.
With the IBF. So I'm going for him to, I think he'll be early doors. I think it's round 6.
Yeah.
I think he'll be outclassed a little bit. So moving on to the next one, which is really intriguing. I don't know why I'm intrigued by it, but I am. It's Derek Chisora versus Gerald Washington. Two fighters who he could. I mean, I've said this before about Derek, but if he loses this fight, where does he go? Because I understand that Prince Khalid, he had a bit of an outburst, didn't he, on the top table at the press conference about who's paid his purse.
Yeah.
So I think slowly but surely people are getting turned off from Derek Chisora in the UK. I think we know what he's about. We know what level he's at, and slowly but surely I think his appeal dwindling a little bit.
Yeah, it's sort of like the same old thing every time, isn't it? It's like a pantomime act. That listen, I like Derek. He's a good fighter as well. You know what I mean? Value for money, but him giving value for money means he's taking punches. I don't want to see him take one too many. To be fair, because he's a clever bloke.
Yes.
By all accounts, his boxing career didn't need it. He was fairly wealthy before that. I think he was a car dealer or something. But yeah, fairly wealthy before. But I might be wrong, but that's what I've heard. Fairly wealthy before boxing. So he does boxing because obviously he loves it. But I wouldn't like to see it,
Yeah, they reckon this Washington, it depends which one turns up, because if he comes in motivated, he might offer a good performance. But, the guy got beat to Elenis, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, I wonder where he is at the minute with his career. And they're very good friends by all accounts.
Getting paid well. That's probably what.
I wonder how this one goes, Dad. So let's take a prediction on this one. Difficult to call, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon Chisora on points, Was it over 10?
I haven't got the rounds in front of me. I assume it'll be 12, wouldn't it?
Is it for anything?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd say if it's 10, I'd say Chisora on points.
Yeah. I think I don't really know what the plan is with Derek Chisora. What is it? He just wants to be his payday, don't he? Let's be brutally honest.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. He just wants his money, doesn't he? Just wants to get his money.
So win or lose, I'm not sure. You're right. It's over 10 rounds.
Is it 10? Yeah, I think Chisora on points, me.
It does beg the question to me: what's the point of this fight, though, Daz?
They're getting paid.
Yeah.
A bit more in bank balance.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it wasn't on such a strong card, how many tickets it would shift.
Yeah, it's definitely not a top at bill, is it?
No.
Definitely, definitely not a top at bill.
And would people clamour to watch Derek Chisora fight Washington?
No,
Probably
no.
not.
I probably won't even watch it.
Yeah. So next one then, Daz, is someone at the other end of the spectrum of the career, and it's Johnny Fisher. Now, Eddie Hearn went in on the press conference here. I know he likes to put the sell on the opponent anyway, but he really did put the sell on Harry Armstrong, saying that he wouldn't have picked this fight. It's for the Southern Area title. You know, give us your thoughts on, because obviously he's operating in and around this sort of level as a heavyweight. So, do you rate Fisher?
I think he's getting better.
Yeah.
Each time I see him, he's getting better. As long as he's not rushed, he could do all right, you know. Obviously, he's not been touched on chin yet.
Yeah.
So.
But he's a big old lump, isn't he?
He is, mate. Yeah, he's a big lad. Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought what Eddie Hearn was just doing a bit of a Sam Eggington with him, where, you know, he's a pet project. He shifts tickets. He's from near his neck of the woods. I know Eggington was West Midlands, but there's still similarities, isn't there? So, but I think Eddie Hearn's realised he's probably a bit better than he thought he was.
Yeah, I think we've had this discussion on here before, haven't we? We've said that before, that he's probably turning out to be a bit better than what Eddie thought. You know, he's a massive ticket seller by all accounts as well.
Yeah. So. And the domestic heavyweight scene's really hot at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he wins this, another couple of fights, and he's in the mix, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he takes a loser of Wardley Clark, or, you know, something like that. You know, that's that sort of next level.
Yeah, could do. Yeah, possibility.
So, prediction on this one then, Daz?
I think Fisher stoppage around 5 or 6.
Right, I'm going a bit later. I think they're going to want Johnny to get some rounds in here. So I'm going to go 8. I'm going to go 8 on that one. So I'm keen to get through this card because I want to touch on Nicola Hopewell. So sorry if I'm going a bit quick. So we're going to jump to Campbell Hatton next. So Campbell Hatton's 12-0 at the minute. He's fighting a guy called Tom Amsel. Now, he's lost his last 2, so he's not in a great space at the minute. And looking through his resume, he's not really fought anyone I know. I know Campbell's very young, Daz, but the British boxing public are not going to let him keep having these easy touches, are they?
No. And the thing is, you know, it's a no-win situation, because what if he struggles with this kid?
Yeah.
You know, listen, put him in with someone who's got a bit of ambition. I mean, listen, this kid might have a bit of ambition. We don't know, but he's coming off 2 losses, so to general public, it don't look great, does it?
No, and we kind of need to find out how good he is now, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're touting him as this body puncher like his dad, aren't they? So, you know, listen, let's have him in some fights that he's got a chance of losing. You know, he's going to be tested, and it'll do him good in the long run.
Yeah, and the O's getting less and less important now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more about experience and what you go through. I mean, he's fighting people like this, and there's been talk like a Central Area title fight, I think, against Keenan Wainwright from shit. Listen, if Campbell keeps fighting kids like this and it gets in with Keenan, he's going to have a massive shock.
Yeah.
Massive shock.
I mean, them sort of fighters have not had it easy, have they, Daz? I'm not saying Campbell has had it easy, but let's be honest, he's got a lot more doors open from them,
Oh,
boys
mate,
who come off the small always.
Yeah.
So it's all about hunger sometimes. So we'll take a prediction on this then. So prediction, Daz, is it another
Is
soft
it over 6?
Let me just check for you, young man. So it is over 8.
Yeah, probably Campbell. I mean, I don't really know much about the kid he's fighting, to be fair, whether he's been stopped in his losses or what. But I think Campbell around 6.
It's 10-4-0, Daz. So it's not adverse. It's not adverse to getting beat, is there?
How many stoppages has he got in his losses?
Okay. One, and the rest are on point. So he sounds like a bit of a tough cooker.
Yeah. I still think Campbell could probably stop him to body or something.
Yeah. I'm going to go a body shot. I think this goes earlier. I think round 3, something like that. Because I think they're keen to have the boxing public perceiving that Campbell Hatton's making a bit of a statement. So if this headline news has only been stopped once and Campbell goes in and destroys him, it builds that narrative. So coming on to the main event, because we're gonna touch Maisie Rose Courtney last for obvious reasons. So coming on to the main event, AJ versus Elenius, it can only go one way, can't it, Daz?
Yeah, you'd think so.
It's a lump. Don't get me wrong.
He can punch. He can punch. Last thing you lose is your punch, but he's not the fighter he was, is he?
He's been brought in to make AJ look good before the Wilder fight, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, AJ's got this thing. I mean, Elenius stopped him in around, so listen, look at what happened last time he had a late changer opponent.
Yeah.
But Ruiz is significantly better than Elenius.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, 10 years ago or so, this would have been a test. But he's not the fighter he was.
He's got to look good though, Daz. He can't be doing this, sticking behind the jab and drag it over 12 and win on a wide point.
Yeah, I mean, that'd just be an absolute disaster, wouldn't it? He's got to listen. I'm not going to say he's got to stop him in a round. I mean, a 2 or 3 round breakdown and demolition job would do me. I'd be happy with that, because why would he put himself in danger losing that fight? Because all it takes is one shot. Especially
the size of him, because that's probably all he's got, a puncher's chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's always been a puncher, hasn't
he? Yeah.
He's always been a puncher, Lennox. And that's the last thing that'll go, so.
Yeah. So, prediction?
I said Joshua by. Obviously, Joshua KO inside 3 rounds.
I'm going round 5. I think it might go a little bit long, because I think Joshua will have a cautious start and then start to open up. So coming on to Maisie Rose Courtney, I can't believe the exposure this girl's getting. Dublin one fight, Wembley the next fight, O2 this fight.
You're not a fan?
I would just like to see a talent rewarded. There's other I think there's other fighters that are more talented. Obviously, who maybe doesn't get the exposure that Maisie gets. Obviously, got a big following. She's got the West Ham contingency behind her. She's okay, isn't she? From what we've seen.
Yeah,
I don't put words in your mouth, but
yeah, she's all right. She's just a bit limited for me. She just has a tear up and then runs out her ideas and carries on having a tear up.
I mean, Gemma, who she's jumping in with, Emma Dolan beat her in 2021.
Yeah. Gemma's. I mean, Gemma's like Beck Connolly, I believe, the stable mates. Gemma's,
Just tough.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Gemma's naturally bigger as well. Gemma's, quite a big girl, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. She's athletic, and so she's obviously natural. I think she'd be naturally bigger than Maisie. But it says it all to me. Gemma's got a fight scheduled not long after this.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
So
I don't particularly like to see that, Daz, because it makes me wonder whether they're going in risk averse, because obviously they won't want to get cut.
Yeah, she's going to like check Maisie round, isn't she?
Yeah. I'm just wondering about ambition, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of ambition there, mate. To be fair, it's like the journey woman in it.
Yeah. So what would you? Obviously, Matchroom got big ideas from Maisie, haven't they? They got obviously big ideas. I know you're a straight talking kind of lad, so I'm going to ask you: do you think she lifts a world title?
No. I can't see it. I think she gets it too easy.
Right, it's interesting.
I don't think she beats Chloe Watson, to be fair. But obviously they're flyweight. I mean, listen, flyweight and super flyweight, they're all mixed together.
There's not much in it, is there?
No, they're all mixed together. So
I mean, it's interesting that box record got Chloe Watson 1, Hopewell 2, Courtney 3, and then Big Gun 4.
Yeah. I mean, they've ranked Nicola at flyweight for some reason, but
yeah, interesting. Okay, prediction for that one then, Daz.
Maisie on points.
You think it's a point? I think it's a point as well.
Yeah.
So moving on then to, obviously there's been a bit of an announcement this week. It's all gone public regarding Nicola Hopewell fighting in Sheffield. Just confirm the date for me, Daz, because I'm seeing different things floating around.
It's October 6th, Friday, October 6th on a GBM show, yeah.
So obviously you're in Nicola's corner. So obviously a bit of an inside scoop. So first of all, from your perspective as coach, excited for the fight?
Yeah, definitely. She gets to show what she's about.
And I don't want you to give too much away about the game plan and Emma Dolan and that lot, but this could be a proper tear up, couldn't it?
Yeah, could be. I don't want it to be.
No.
But, listen, I respect Emma. I've said that to her. You don't win Commonwealth title in your fourth fight if you're a duck egg. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, Nick, what it boils down to is, I've got utmost respect for Carl Greaves as well. I mean, if you can't respect Carl Greaves, you can't respect anybody in boxing.
Fully agree.
Get on really well with Carl. I know Carl's going to prepare Emma to the fullest. I'm going to prepare Nicola to the fullest. But end of the day, once that bell rings, they've got to both produce what we
made the best woman win, right?
What we've done in camp, yeah. Obviously, Carl believes Emma's going to win. I believe Nicola's going to win.
Just coming to the promotional side of things, again, you must just be glad, let's say, to get Nicola out. I believe it's a co-main event, am I right in saying?
It is, mate, yeah, to Reese Mould and Martin McDonough, I think.
Yeah. So, obviously, Nicola hasn't been out since just after the new year. I believe it was February.
Yeah, it were, yeah.
So, I'm assuming after this fight, you'll be looking for more activity from GBM.
Mate, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't get involved in that side of it. But I want her out all the time.
Yeah,
as much as she can. It's up to GBM if they want to, get her out. It's up to any other promoter if they want to get her out. But I will say one thing. Listen, as much as I respect Emma and that, and I do, and I respect Carl.
Yeah.
If Nicola produces what she can produce, she wins.
Well, you think Nicola's a world champion in waiting, don't you?
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
said
of course I
that
do, yeah.
numerous times.
Yeah, and brutally honest, mate, if I didn't, I wouldn't waste my time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I love it. I love the girl. She's like my little sister. Do you know what I mean? She's like my little sister. But if I didn't think she could be a world champion, I would just say to her, after what she's gone through this past few months with these letdowns and everything, stress and all that, I'd have said to her, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I would genuinely as well. I'd say, listen, you're not going to be a world champion. There's no point. You're putting yourself through silly amounts of stress, for nothing. You can, or I'd say to her, listen, you can take fight after fight, being away corner, and earn some money. Do it that way.
Yeah.
But I do genuinely believe she's going to be a world champion, and I said it. I mean, Gary will tell you if you speak to Gary. Me and him having conversations while sending each other videos of Nicola's Bieber fights, and we both said, "What is she doing in there? She could be a world champion." And I've not seen anything that deters me from
that. From a coach perspective, Dad, how frustrating is it to start a camp and then to have to pull it because the fight's falling through? It must be. It's your job to motivate her, right?
Yeah, mate. It was challenging. Basically, we got promised. Listen, before I say, Emma Dolan and Carl got promised this as well, so they had to go through it as well.
Yeah.
But we got promised Commonwealth title fight. 1 minute it was in Liverpool. Next minute it was in Malta. Then it was in Sheffield at Bramall Lane. I mean, listen, I've been around boxing a long time. So I've only been a trainer for like a licensed trainer for like 4 years. If that might have only be 3 years. But I've been around it a long time. Been around boxing since I was 12, 13. And I know excuses when I hear them. And I know when things aren't going to happen. I've got a pretty good bullshit radar.
Yeah.
Where boxing's concerned. And, getting fed excuses that I thought this is not going to happen. She could have been out, as Emma could. Emma's in the same boat.
Yeah.
I had conversations with Carl. Both could have been out before. Maybe boxed on the same card and built it up. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? You just get. Do you know what riles me, mate? People get opportunities for talking shit, and when it comes to it, they can't back it up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just because they talk like an absolute moron.
Yeah.
And come out with silly things all the time. They get opportunities. They get big opportunities, and they don't deliver. They scrape through and don't deliver, and it's like, come on. I mean, thing of the best thing about it is, I said when this fight was announced, I said to myself, I'm going to ignore everything on social media. I've shared the posts of the fight. That's all he's doing, and because I've already seen a load of nonsense, mate. I've already seen a load of rubbish. I mean, somebody who's supposed to know what they're doing said, commented, it's a great fight, this. And then in next breath, they said, Emma's too clever. She wins this comfortably. So, yeah, all right, mate. That's what you think.
I think it's a very good fight. It's my honest opinion. I think it's a very good fight.
It is. Yeah, listen, it is. And it's not going to... Do you know what, mate? There's a former opponent of both of them, Nicole Leachman. Nick fought her 3 times as an amateur, and Emma fought her in her pro debut. And she said, I've shared ring with both girls, and both girls have got the ability to take the other ones out. So, and listen, people are saying, people are saying, it's a great fight. It is, and you know what, mate? Utmost respect to both of them.
Correct.
Utmost respect to both of them for wanting to do it. And I'll tell you something now, right? And I don't, you know me. I speak how I feel. I speak the truth.
Yeah.
I think this fight is going to be one of them where no matter on the result, there's no loser.
I agree. I think both stocks will rise on the back of this fight.
Yeah, there's going to be. Listen, mate, I truly believe Nicola's going to win, and I 1,000,000% want her to win, and I truly believe she's going to. But I'm also realistic. Emma's a very good fighter. All right. Now, no matter what happens, what the result is, both of these girls are going to go on to bigger and better.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think this fight happens again, Daz, a few years down the line. And no disrespect to GBM, this is no disrespect to them or the platform, but it'll be on a televised card.
Mate, I think GBM will be there.
Yeah, they're building, aren't they? They're building.
I think GBM will. I think GBM will. They'll be up there. I really do. They've got a quality outfit, mate.
Yeah. I just think this is going to be an absolute war. I know you're not going to want to hear this, but I just think I think you like the touch paper on this fight, and I just think both girls are going to have it, Daz. And like I said, I'm not in the corner, mate, so I can say that. But I've watched them both, I've watched them both live, and they both like a trade, Daz, don't they? And I can't. Yeah. I'm saying this to Nicola Hopewell's coach. I know I am, but
no, mate, I appreciate it. Yeah, listen,
they both like a trade, don't they?
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a great fight.
I mean, Emma in her last fight, I've not really seen it, if I'm totally honest, because I don't. The camera of it was done by someone who just posted it on YouTube. So
yeah.
By all accounts, I mean, I watched them. Few bits of it, and I was quite impressed with Emma's feet, to be fair. Emma,
out of range.
The girl was like quite strong. I think she was shorter than this African girl as well, to be fair. But yeah, she, listen, like I say, you don't win a Commonwealth title in your 4th fight.
She was a tough girl, that African girl was.
Yeah, mate, she was. Yeah, I think she'd fought for a world title previous.
Yeah, because Emma landed some shots. Especially body shots, which I'm not here to give you a game plan, Daz, but I did notice the body shots getting sunk in.
Yeah, listen, it's part of. I've done my own work with some calls.
Sure you have.
Carl's done his own work.
Sure, yeah. I mean, 2 very astute coaches, and that's another thing that's intriguing. As much as the 2 fighters intrigue me, because we got a relationship with both you and Carl, it's quite intriguing to see you and him going head to head with your fighters.
Yeah, so I owe him one, mate. I owe him one because he did us with Stanley and Kyle Fox. So he's 1-0 off of me at a minute.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll remind you that when he claps eyes on you in Sheffield.
He's just, I like Carl a lot.
He's a top lad, isn't he?
If you can't respect Carl Greaves in boxing, you just can't respect anybody.
Well, what he don't do in boxing, I mean, when I interview him, I'd say you're a promoter, manager, trainer,
Listen, I'll tell you something as well. I mean, it might make him feel a bit old, but I mean, I was a youngish lad when he was fighting, and he could fight as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He had some left hook on him.
Yeah, I've always said, Daz, about Carl Greaves, he gave this channel the first opportunity to get some interviews, so I'll always be grateful to him for that.
Mate, got all the time in the world for him. And you know what, mate? I'm looking forward. I mean, I believe there's going to be a bit of a press conference. I'm not 100% about that, but I've been told there is. So, yeah, it'd be good to see him. And I get on with Adam as well. Adam Kettlebell. He's number 2. Get on really well with him.
The truth is, Daz, it's not personal, it's business.
There's absolutely no need for rubbish talk.
No,
none at all. None whatsoever. Do you know what I mean?
So how many weeks out are we, Daz? Because you'll be plotting this.
I think we're about 7.
7.
Yeah, we're about 7. Yeah. The good thing is, mate, as well. I want to, I don't want to say I want to test myself against these coaches because ultimately it's. I mean, if you can do everything in camp, listen, Carl could do everything in camp, train Emma to be an absolute monster, but something on the night don't click and it don't go well.
Yeah.
That's not Carl's fault. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's not Emma's problem. It's just a fact of life. That could happen to anybody. You know what I mean? That can happen to any fighter, any trainer. But this is like, listen, I'm relatively unknown as a trainer. Do you know what I mean? I'm relatively like, people would say, well, who's he? Do you know what I mean? And I don't mind that. It's not about me. It's about the fight. It's about the fighters. Do you know what I mean? But listen, I'd be lying if I didn't say that. Yeah, the future plan is to coach full time.
Yeah, of course.
The future plan is, I'd love it if fighters had. But listen, whether they're established pros, whether they're established amateurs looking to turn pro, or whether they're just an amateur who's not got such a great record, who needs tweaking a bit, and I've got something to work on. Maybe, if they give you a call and say, look, I'd like to join your team, because it's not just me. There is a team, there's Rob Riley and Gary Longmore, and we all work brilliant together. We all offer a different perspective how to deliver the same song.
Shout out to Riley's gym, because obviously we've been down there, a couple of strokes from Nottingham, and I'll be honest with you, the hospitality we've received at that gym is second to none. Genuine boxing folk, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I've known Rob and Gaz for quite a bit. Used to take a few fighters to their old gym, sparring, and I were honoured, mate. I were honoured that they asked me to join team, to be fair.
And you've got a few jewels in the crown there, haven't you? You got a few in that gym who, went,
Yeah, there's some good ones, mate. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I mean, we've got a kid, Tatende Mngombe, I believe is how I pronounce it. Journeyman, I think he's lost 7-1-2 or lost 9-1-2, but he's just turned over to unbeaten kids, and he's one of them where you get him and you can see that there's something there.
Yeah.
For 9 stone 4, he's got some power, and he's awkward as hell. Do you know what I mean? Horrible to fact, but some of that was because his feet, like, I didn't know where his own feet were going because he's not been showed. So, we're all tweaking things with him, and he's gone from journeyman to talk of a Central Area title fight.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know, right?
That gives me a lot of pleasure, mate. That, you know what I mean? Seeing things like that, and then obviously working with some amateur kids who, are going to be going over pro. I mean,
I'll be honest with you, Dad. When I see you in the gym, you come alive, don't you? That's the truth.
Yeah.
Your enthusiasm is quite contagious, to be honest with you.
Yeah, mate, it's all I'm good at. And that might sound like a cliche, but it is. It's all I'm good at. It's all I'm. And do you know what, mate? I'll be straight with you. I had a conversation with my missus earlier. We're on about this fight, and she says, "Oh, you nervous?" And I went, "No." And she went, "Really?" I went, "No." I says, "I mean, I'm quite a, I won't say a nervy person, but and I'll say it on camera. I don't mind. I'm not ashamed of it. I've suffered with anxiety and panic attacks since I was like 12, 13-year-old, and they cost me a boxing career myself, really. So in everyday life, I can get a bit anxious,
right?
So like when I started this new job, I didn't know what I was going to be with, and I like to have a routine.
Yeah.
But when I'm in boxing, there's nothing.
Is that because it's familiar surroundings?
Wait, it's not though, is it? It's
No,
well, you're
I
at a
think-
different venue. We're a different fighter, but yeah, probably that ring's the same ring.
and it's your domain, right? Isn't it?
Mate, it must be because I don't feel any shred of panic or nerves in there. Not
Yeah.
honestly. And my missus says that's just like crazy. I mean,
Props to you for talking about that, Dad. It takes a lot of bottles.
yeah, mate. A lot of people listen. There's a lot of people suffer with it, and there's a lot of people need to talk more.
Yeah,
You
I
know
fully
about
agree.
it. I'm not ashamed of it.
Especially men, right? Because we're not great at talking
Oh,
about it, are we?
doubt, mate. Without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. But no, it just it's a bit of an insight into that I don't know, I feel at home. Do you
And
know
you
what I
can
mean?
see that.
Yeah. I just feel at home in there. I just there's no panic, there's no I can't even describe it. I mean, I just do it how I do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rob said, Rob's been in corner with me. And Rob says, like, listening to you is just so calm and no. I mean, I did have a bit of a lapse a few weeks ago. We to tender. He winked at me in the middle of the fight. So when he come back to the corner, I actually said to him, "You ever wink at me again in the middle of a fight, and I will get in and I'll knock you out myself."
Stay switched on.
Yeah, it was said tongue in cheek, like, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. Yeah, like you say, just feel.
But even before the fights, Dad, you're very calm, aren't you? I've seen you in walk. I've seen you talking to Nicola before the first bell, and you portray calmness then as well.
Yeah, I just don't. That's just how I am.
Is it because all the work's been done?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's probably a good point. That. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I've had. She'll tell you herself as well. I mean, you'll obviously speak to her before fight.
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with her where and some coaches will look at me and say, "Why are you even talking like, well, whatever happens, both girls' stocks will rise. You should be saying, oh no, she's going to win. She's going to smash her to bits and all this." Listen, I'm not an idiot. I'm realistic, but being realistic means I cover every base that can happen.
Well, let's be honest, Dad. Once you start getting to title fights, there's a reason why Emma's holding the title. She must be an half decent fighter.
Without a shadow of a doubt, mate.
So they've got 2 arms and 2 legs. So I understand why you say that, because anything could happen.
Yeah, and I try and prepare for anything as well.
Yeah.
But what we say, I forgot. I went a bit off track there. What were we saying?
I think you're talking about the ring walk and
sorry.
Some coaches say they don't understand why you say whatever happens.
But I said to Nick, I said to her, at the end of the day, I know at the end of every camp that I've done all I can. If you go in that ring and you don't do what I've told you to do, and taught you to do, and you lose, I'm going to be upset for you, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it because my job's done.
Yeah,
I did my job. I've done my job for 8-10 weeks.
It must be difficult though, Daz, when you've got a stable of fighters. So let's bring some of the Riley's gym lot into this question. Because a bit like football, where different players might need an arm around them, they might need the hair dryer. It's the same with fighters, isn't it? Different personalities need different ethos going into the gym, into the ring.
Yeah. Obviously, like some of them. I mean, I'm like lead corner man for like Nick to tender. That's it really. Gary's lead man for Amy, Thomas, Carter. It will be for Christian as well. I think he might be for Prince. I'm not 100% sure whether that's him or Rob.
Because surely, Dad, sometimes you've got to just tell the fighter they're not doing what you need them to do.
Yeah, but they do that, you see. So that's what I mean. We all deliver the same.
Yeah.
We deliver same song, but in different ways.
Yeah.
That's what makes it a good team. To be fair,
Yeah.
we all deliver the same song, but a different approach. And it's really good. To be fair, it is. It's a brilliant setup.
I like what Rob said to me when I was last down there, because obviously you are three coaches with your own minds and your own style of doing things. Because I said to Rob, so what happens if you have a different opinion? He says, well, it would never take place in front of the fighter. He said, we'll go into a room and we'll kind of thrash it out verbally, honestly. And I'm not going to say you're going to have a tear up, but you'll come to an understanding. But from what he's saying, that doesn't seem to happen that often because you're all kind of on the same page, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see it happening, really.
Yeah.
I can't see it happening. I mean, Gary's come up with a bit of a plan for Nick as well. Another perspective, which is really good. Rob's come up with a couple of things. Yeah, I've come up with some things, and as I'm sure Carl and Adam have. But listen, it's a cracking fight, mate.
It is. Yeah, like I say, it gets the juices going a little bit. It's going to be. I can't wait to come and cover it because purely neutral. I'm not. I just can't wait to sit there and let it unfold.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, mate. Definitely going to be a good one. It is, and credit to GBM for putting it on.
Yeah, I mean, just touching on Reese Mould, he's having a bit of a renaissance, isn't he?
Yeah, Reese is a good fighter, isn't he? I mean, that fight we Ahmed Gaz.
That was a war, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that was a ridiculous fight. That.
And he's got some following with them Lees, like, hasn't he? I mean,
he's a Donny lad as well, isn't he?
Well, I'm glad that the Lees lot are following Reese Mould because they're going to be upset in a few weeks when Lee Wood gets on to Warrington. So, when Lee Wood, look, I like Josh Warrington, but obviously I'm a Nottingham lad, so I'm going to back Lee Wood like I've done.
Yeah.
But Reese Mould, lovely lad to interview, tough as old boots.
Yeah.
Proper throwback fights.
I mean, only lost to Lee Hunter.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, Daz, but yeah, he's only lost to Lee.
Yeah, no shame. Listen, look what Lee's gone on and done.
Yeah, and that was a close fight, wasn't it? Until Lee caught him.
Yeah, Lee's power told, didn't it?
Yeah, but obviously GBM are doing a great job with Reese Mould, aren't they? And at the Ahmed Gaz fight, the Lees lot were raucous, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, I think Nick boxed Ivanka Ivanova on that.
She did,
I believe.
Yeah, she did. But to be fair to Nicola, she took a few up as well, didn't she?
Yeah, there was, mate. There was a few. Yeah, now listen, I'm hoping, and
I've seen your social media tweets.
Worksop needs to get. Do you know what, mate? Worksop needs to get behind her because what she's take the fact away of the result, whatever happens. Worksop has got a professional boxer fighting for a Commonwealth title. Now, when you're a British professional boxer, you want to. Clinton Woods famously said, "I wanted to go right route, British, European, and British Commonwealth and European Commonwealths." It's in that bracket of three, isn't it? That steps you to world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for someone from an estate in a small mining town to be boxing, for a title that prestigious, it's
a big thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure Emma can say the same thing. I believe Emma's from Norwich originally.
Yeah,
I mean they've had
Herbie
Hyde, Jonathan Faxton.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But even I think Walsh brothers, are they from Norwich? Cromer,
I
is
think they
it
are.
Norwich?
Yeah.
Listen, but even then, her achievement's brilliant for doing it. So for Nick to be from such a small town,
Yeah.
and boxing for that sort of title is like Worksop needs to take roof off.
And I'd say not only Workshop does. Obviously, it's smack bang in the middle of Nottingham and Sheffield. She's a big Sheffield United fan, so come on,
Yeah.
you Blades. You know,
Yeah,
you follow
definitely.
your own norm there, so let's get you in. But also for the Nottingham lot, she still lives in Nottinghamshire.
Yeah.
So she's got two pools of fans there that should be getting behind Nicola Hopewell.
Yeah, I mean, Worksop Town Football Club have had her on pitch at half time. I mean, listen, let's all their supporters. Listen,
Yeah.
come and support one of your own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because one day you never know, she might be boxing on that pitch.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
But yeah, it's a brilliant achievement, and I don't think it'll be matched for a long, long time.
She's a credit to the sport, does. She's a credit, and I'm quite a straight talker on it, as you know, so I don't blow smoke. She's a credit to the sport. She started off, and I can say this, she started off in another governing body where the standard was nowhere near what the British Boxing Board of Control standard is. And then she's come over to the British Boxing Board of Control, mainly down to yourself with all your hard work. And I would argue her level's gone through the roof. To be able to compete like she is doing after a handful of fights is a testament to both you and Nicola. Now, don't ask me to say anything else nice about you.
No, to be fair, mate, I've got to give a big shout as well to Michael White and Gil White, because at the start of Nicola's pro career, it was a team effort.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I've got to give a massive shout out. Yeah, I've got to give a massive shout out to Michael and Gil. I mean, they're both no longer involved in boxing, I don't think. I think Gil's involved in England setup, England boxing, I think. But we are some of the stuff they imported. But yeah, I mean, I think I've been with her about a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, people who think about these small old shows like similar to Anthony Joshua is getting millions and millions and millions. You couldn't be further from the truth, could you, Daz? When she's having to shift tickets to pay the opponent, she's coming out with very little money after she paid it all.
Very, very, very little. Very little. I mean, I'm not going to say an exact figure, but in 3 fights, she's probably come out with just enough to get you a meal at a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
And yet she still does what she does.
Hence why sponsorship is so important at this level. Hence why, promoters are important.
Yeah. All the sponsors, brilliant. All the sponsors are amazing. They help her do what she does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she
right. Anything else? Anything else, Daz? Before we bring it to a close, obviously, looking forward to further developments, and as we get closer to fight night, we'll get.
Are we doing no predictions?
But for the Hopewell fight, I think
I won't ask you to do that.
I'll do one. I'll do one.
I won't ask you to.
I will do one the week before fight week. I'll do one.
Yeah, go on then.
And we'll get Andy on, and he can do it.
Yeah. Listen, you know what mine's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what mine's going to be, but I did see something on social media the other day. Made me chuckle, to be fair. They were breaking the fight down, and someone gave the prediction of Nicola would start fast, but she'd fade after 4 or 5 rounds. And I'm like,
that is someone who's so far away from your camp, it's untrue.
Yeah, I'm like, really?
Well, whenever she faded, Daz.
Mate, I can't remember. Her fading. I really can't. No. And do you know what? I've seen her in people. Listen, I've heard this one as well. she's not been in any adversity. She's not faced any adversity. But then I thought, well, Emma hasn't really. But I'm sure, like Nick, Emma has done in sparring. Because Nick's faced adversity in sparring big time.
Yeah.
And she's come through it and she just walks through it with a smile on her face. And just carry. I've seen it. That's why I'm truly. She's done things that she shouldn't do, shouldn't be able to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's why I believe in her because I've seen it. When it gets down and dirty, I've seen her. She just digs in, and I'm sure Emma has.
When you've got to go to that well.
Yeah, this is what makes it a great fight, and like I say, both girls deserve a lot of credit.
Yeah,
a lot of credit.
Okay, so this has been Last Bell Boxing, sponsored by lwliftings.co.uk. Daz, thank you very much for your contribution.
Pleasure,
much appreciated. A little bit of an announcement from me. I may not be on as many lives as I've been previously due to me taking up another post with a football club locally, but Andy will still be around to be running the lives. So make sure you continue to support the channel. We're getting bigger and bigger with Daz's contribution, the inside track. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching Last Bell Boxing, and we'll see you next Thursday. Take care.